Welcome to the Certified Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Financing of Terrorism Compliance Officer Program, or in short, CAMCO. CAMCO is a certification program offered exclusively by Asian Banking School, which comprises of 10 modules. It is designed for those who wish to deepen their understanding on the complexities surrounding AML-CFT or to undertake a specialist role in AML-CFT functions. By the end of this program, you will have a detailed understanding of AML-CFT and its functions, industry-specific knowledge, and information beneficial to your role within the industry. We will commence with Module 1 by covering the topic of money laundering and terrorism financing, or in short, MLTF, in respect of its origins and typologies. Followed by Module 2, the topic discussed will be on international bodies united against MLTF. Meanwhile, in Module 3, issues that will be covered are related to anti-money laundering, anti-terrorism financing, and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act 2001, or in short, UMLA-POA, and regulatory framework. Thereafter is followed by Module 4 on the implications of non-compliance in AML-CFT. Upon completion of Module 4, participants will be introduced to Module 5 on AML-CFT guidelines in Malaysia. In Module 6, participants get to familiarize themselves with the mechanism of reporting suspicious transactions to FIED Department in Bank Negara Malaysia. Subsequently, in Module 7, we will be exploring on the area of supporting regulations, which empowers law enforcement agencies. Henceforth, in Module 8, we will be deliberating on AML-CFT across ASEAN countries. Module 9 will discuss on various prosecution cases related to the review of AML-CFT. And finally, in Module 10, we will conclude with the topic of evolving AML-CFT typologies. We shall start with a brief introduction of each module. In Module 1, we will explain on the definition of money laundering and terrorism financing, while emphasizing the 3 stages of money laundering, which consist of placement, layering, and integration. The participants will examine the AML and CFT requirements for the prevention of such laundering activities employed by criminals, terrorists, launderers, and terrorist financiers. In addition, participants will learn how to recognize the type of businesses targeted by criminals and the various techniques, incomes, or movement of terrorist funds. Module 2 explains on the important roles played by the Financial Action Task Force FATF, the Asia Pacific Group APG, the Egmont Group, and other international bodies in the prevention of money laundering and combating of terrorism financing. Participants will also be exposed on the various global policies, international AML-CFT standards, mutual evaluation program, cooperation, and impact. This is followed by its framework and guidance, exchange of expertise and financial intelligence, forum for regular cooperation and financial supervisory matters, global economy and trade sanctions compounded with treaties to curb money laundering and fight terrorism activities. International standards related to FATF 40 recommendations, the Vienna Conventions, and the Palermo Conventions are among the areas covered under this module. Module 3 provides a walkthrough on the nature of money laundering offenses in accordance with Section 4 and predicate offenses as listed in the second schedule of UMLA-POA 2001. Besides, participants will be able to understand the roles and responsibilities of National Coordination Committee, or NCC, in respect of countering MLTF. The module also focuses on reporting institutions' obligations under UMLA-POA, which encompasses record keeping, reporting of suspicious transactions, centralization of information, customer due diligence, retention of records, opening account in false name, and compliance program. In Module 4, participants will identify and analyze the implications of non-compliance with AML-CFT's law and regulation that may lead to reputational risk, license revocation, collateral confiscation, financial loss or regulatory fine, blacklisting or sanction risk, and risk of imprisonment. Participants will critically analyze how each risk has a different degree of impact on reporting institutions' earnings and ability to sustain business. In Module 5, participants will be exposed to the guidelines issued by the regulator to be in line with local and international standards in AML-CFT. In line with this, participants will identify the components of risk-based approach or RBA, which comprises of risk assessment, risk profiling, and risk control and mitigation. Following this, the discussion on customer due diligence or CDD will cover analyzing elements that give rise to the different risk level for different types of customers. Consequently, the discussion will embark on the risk associated with politically exposed person or PEP and its associates, as well as the handling of PEP's account. Module 6 takes participants to understand the mechanism of reporting suspicious transactions or customers to the FIED in Bank Negara Malaysia. Participants will be guided on what are the reasonable suspecting grounds in recognizing suspicious elements that may arise surrounding any unusual transactions, the role of Chief Compliance Officer or CCO and FIED in relation to STR, as well as the protection for the reporting officer will also be discussed. Further to this, the class will be introduced to Section 35 with regards to its offences and prevention of tipping off. Module 7 encompasses the various supporting legislations enacted to further preventing and combating MLTF. Starting with Mutual Assistance in Criminal Matters Act 2002 or MACMA, acts as procedural law provision for mutual assistance in criminal matters between Malaysia and other countries. Participants will learn MACMA's key elements of immunities and privileges, cooperation between Malaysia and foreign jurisdiction, enforcement of official order, and other respects in criminal matters assistance. Next, the participants will be introduced to understand the Strategic Trade Act 2010 or STA, which was enacted to control over the export, transshipment, transit and brokering of strategic items to combat terrorism, nuclear proliferation, and the production of weapons of mass destruction. Also, the topics of discussion covers the Powerful Prevention of Terrorism Act 2015 or POTA, which aims to prevent the acts of violence involving terrorist organization and its powers to strengthen the AML-CFT regulations here in Malaysia. The final discussion of Module 7 will be on the Security Offences Special Measures Act 2012 or SOSMA, in respect of maintaining internal peace and security of the country. Moving to Module 8, participants will be taught on how to differentiate the AML-CFT legislation across ASEAN countries, the different approach of handling predicate offences and reporting obligations of reporting institutions in the ASEAN region will also be covered in this module. In Module 9, we will deliberate on the practical approach of the law pertaining to AML-CFT with reference to relevant Malaysian and international cases. While some of these cases may involve the violation of money laundering laws and sanction programs, failure to implement AML-CFT programs, and administrative penalty. The focus point would be on money laundering offences in Section 4, production orders in respect of freezing, seizure, and forfeiture of properties involved in MLTF. In this brief and final module, a review into new methods or typologies in MLTF will be shared with the participants. Further insights into emerging and continuous trends of MLTF will help to create better understanding for the participants. So now, what's next? We are looking forward to have you on board with us for the CAMCO program. See you!